Okay, my friends, we are now going to try another roguelike, Tome 4, or known as Tales of Majayal. It's in the Angband sort of lineage, but it's actually quite cool. I'm most familiar with one of the classes here, so we're going to try and win. For God's sake, win for victory! We will fight on the beaches, we will fight in the colonies, we will never surrender. Alright, and we're gonna try and be very careful this time. It seems like I'm doing better in roguelikes when I'm actually taking a video, probably because I'm being a little bit less reckless and a little bit more thoughtful, which is really my second nature. Name. I don't know about name. Oh, quarterback, playing Civ 6. It's gonna take a while. Alright. So, we will play as a warrior Berserker. They've got the Berserker talent tree. So we need the strength. It says his strength and constitution, but I find in this game constitution is a little bit overrated. But we will need someone with some constitution. So I'll probably choose a Dwarf. They got some pretty good con. They start with -2 dex, which isn't that great, and an experience penalty. They do have resilience of the Dwarf, which is pretty good. And they get an extra town that they start in, so there'll be more shops. Yeah, we will go with the Dwarf. We'll name ourselves, give some random name, but something that's pronounceable. Bilberry! Doesn't sound like a guy that would win, but sounds a little bit like Bilbo, so Bilberry might actually win us the game. We will choose the normal campaign, difficulty normal, permadeath. It's a bit different than other roguelikes. The default mode is adventure, where you get X number of lives and you get an extra life every couple of levels. So roguelike is just brutal. There's some uniques that show up that can just wreck your day and there's nothing you can do about it, so it's actually good to have some extra lives. And let's play. Now there's a lot of classes. I've already unlocked quite a few, but some of them are a lot more difficult, and I really want to win with the Berserker because I kind of know how to play it. Alright, let's do it. Let's see if Bilberry can actually win the day. This is the usual talent tree, so we're gonna just dump points into strength, which allows us now to take armor training. So I'm gonna put one generic point into armor training to allow us to well, at level 2 it wears shields, but we really want to get it to level 3 pronto, so he can wear plate. It also increases the defenses. Of course, stunning blow will stun for, we'll put 2 points into it. Stun for 4 turns, and extra damage, and rush, so we can rush mages and whatnot. Rush, blah blah blah. Alright, I think that's all my points. I accept the changes. I'll ignore all the lore. I mean, the lore is actually kind of alright, give or take. I mean, it's got its ebbs and flows, and sometimes it's better than others. But I've read almost all of it. We'll only read new lore that I've never seen before, because there's a lot of random shit happening. But you basically start in this kingdom of the dwarves. It's been overrun by orcs, and we basically need to get our way out. So it's kind of like the tutorial level. I'm going to use a lot of auto-explore. First I'm going to arrange some of the icons here. So this icon, we don't need it. It's the auto-identify for items, so that already happens, so we don't need that. I kind of like to put my infusions, so they're kind of like your consumables, but they're repeatable consumables. So we've got wild, sort of protects us, remove physical debuffs on you, and regeneration, which will heal you. Then we've got stunning blow, rush and shout, war shout. So specifically for the Berserker, other classes are a lot more complex. Alright, I'm gonna use a lot, so first we'll just do auto attack. If one of the orcs come, they're a little bit more difficult. Oops. Friend Ragnar here can help us as well. That's the nice thing with the dwarf starting, it's a little bit more difficult. Okay. Alright, we're gonna dump some stun on him. Okay, he's stunned. When they're stunned, they've got 60% less damage, and it locks a couple of their own talents. So it's an interesting thing in this game. All the enemies are essentially configuration of what the players can be. So they've got their talent trees. They don't actually level up in them, but they've basically got whatever abilities they've got. There can be some starting character that you can start with that might have the same abilities. So they fall into classes as well. Okay, I don't want to die here, that's going to be shameful. Alright. These are all easy. Okay, we're going to stun him. Okay, he's not stunned. He's off balance, which basically reduces his speed by about 15% for one turn he's left here, I believe. I mean, you could sort of see it on the right there, where it says off balance over here. Okay, he's drank an infusion which heals him, and he's got regeneration. So we're gonna wash out. Hopefully it'll get them confused. When they're confused, sometimes it brain locks them. It didn't, but it confused. Oh, it did brain lock, which basically locks one of the abilities that they've got. But it also confused for 4 turns. That's quite useful. There's a 50% chance of failure of them triggering an ability, so he might actually miss a lot of his attacks, which he probably did. He's more focused, so he's no longer confused. We're gonna dump Infusion Wild, decreases damage for 4 turns for 14%, and we're gonna chuck Regeneration as well because we're losing some health. We might actually die. Okay, cool. I just want to get out of the way and let Ragnar deal with this Hornet. Then we're just gonna rest and keep on chugging along. Now, as you notice, just like other kind of games, the action bar at the bottom, there's a cooldown. So let's say I use Wild, it's got the 12 cooldown. And they've got different cooldowns for different abilities. Sometimes you can reduce the cooldown, sometimes you can buy items with different cooldown at shops. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of randomness happening here, and you never quite know what's going to happen. Alright. Now for this build, Okay, that's a ranger, an orc archer. He basically casts light on us, so luminescence, we can't be stealthy, or it's harder, we don't care, but the blinded is annoying. Basically we can't see, so we're just gonna run away until that expires. I'm gonna go here, let Ragnar deal with this guy for now. That's it, they're dead. Okay, all these small mobs, I'm not gonna bother what they are, but if we see someone unique, okay, I'm gonna stun him. Okay, he's stunned, and that's the end of him. Right. Okay, we've explored the entire thing. Did we? Yes, we did. Which means we're gonna level up here. Some of the items that we got on the floor, I don't really care. I'm gonna replace all of these. But we do need a two-handed something. We're not a sword and board guy. So I'm gonna put the gloves of strength. I'm gonna put some belt. Why not? This is a totem. I might as well use that for now. Increases armor and whatever. So that's a charm. And we don't need the rest. We're gonna auto sell it. Now you can sell it at the shop for a little bit more money, but this is much easier function. I don't have time to go to the shops and start selling and carrying things, lugging around. So this is like a mule that you've always got with you. Alright. I'm getting wounded. Chuck regeneration. Back off. Alright, they're all gone. Ooh, this guy appeared out of nowhere. He had stone skin as well. Alright. Okay, some blobs, some rats. Nothing here is really difficult, except for the orcs. There's an orc. Let's rush him, because that might daze him if our accuracy is high enough. That's good. Just takes him out for 3 turns, but in this case, but as soon as you hit them, it goes away. But it gives us plenty of opportunity to prep. We don't really need any prep. We're just going to try and stun him and get rid of him. That's the new guy. Our rush is on big cooldown, 31, so we can't really do much. Let me increase our armor with the charm a little bit. Okay, he casts blindness on us, so that takes the wind out of our sail. Wash out, he's confused. I'll take Ragnar, take care of him. All good. All goes according to the plan. Man, this light is an annoying spell. is not good enough for you to actually have that rune yourself. That rune is not, it's a bit good at the beginning of the game, but later on there's a lot of creatures and bosses with blind immunity. So it's actually not one of the better runes that you can use, but when the enemies use it, oh man, that's annoying. Let's rush him, stun him, he's gone. Another guy with a stone skin. Alright. Let's rush him, stun him, take care of this guy. Okay, there's another guy here at the bottom. Let's rush him. Sometimes the auto-targeting is a little bit... Nah, we're one range away from the rush. We let him approach. Rush him, stun him. Actually, we leveled up before, so let's add some more talent points. Everything chucking into strength for now until we max out. So there's a cap of maximum strength you can have per whatever the level you are, but at the moment it's fine. I'm gonna increase not armor trading, although it lets me have plate, so I'm tempted, but I actually want, until we find a good plate, there's no point. I'm actually gonna put a point in weapons mastery. Gives us physical power for swords, axes and mazes. Physical power is essentially the thing that allows you to use those physical abilities, and for the enemies to try and resist them with physical resist. It also increases damage. There's a formula, I don't really care. Stunning blow! Sounds like something else. Well, stunning blow, we want to increase it so that the target is now will be stunned for 6 turns with some more damage. And why I do that is I'm probably keeping it at 3.5 for a while, is because the cooldown is 6 turns for stunning blow. You can see on the right. So with 6 cooldowns, 6 turns, we'll be able to reuse it on a boss as soon as the previous one expires, if it goes off. Let Reknor, okay, we're taking some damage. Let's deal with them. Okay, there's an archer. I'm going to ignore that little cute little mouse. Shit, we're still one away. Alright, he's prepping his bow, but and he casts light on us. Beautiful. I'm going to chuck in Wild Infusion for damage reduction, and I'm gonna stun him hard. Oh man, the other orc used light. Now I'm gonna probably, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna confuse him. These warm mats aren't a problem, but they can sort of reproduce, but they don't really do a lot of damage, so I don't really care. All good. Another orcs, still one away. Okay, stun, he's gone. There's only one boss in here unique that kind of blocks you out of getting to the dwarf town. Level change, what do we got? This is beautiful. Regeneration infusion of the, this is of the warrior, which means it increases, it scales with strength, which is good. Heals 152 over 5 turns, cooldown 14. That's better than what we've got, so we're gonna grab that. We're not gonna worry about the duelist. Let's take it as well, you never know. Now we can use the sun infusion ourselves, but it could be useful, at least for the start of the game until we get something better. I don't have a leather cap, so let's wear that. I don't care about this robe. Chuck everything out. To the auto shop. Okay, we leveled up again. Points. I kind of am okay with that. I got the class points. I'm probably going to increase rush a little bit so that the range increases from 6 to 7. And everything into strength. And I'm going to chuck another one on weapons mastery for some extra damage. Actually, this might be a good time to put armor training, because I might find a good plate nail. Or I might not. No, I'll put in weapons mastery. We'll do some more damage on him first. Alright, now the boss. And the boss is kind of annoying, but Reknor did survive. You can actually die before you get here, and then it's even harder. We're just gonna step close there. Okay, we got Spell Shocked, which essentially all damage resistance by 20 is reduced, and he's casting Weakness Disease on us, which is blight damage. There's a lot of different damages that you can have here: fire, ice, lightning, light, dark, blight, temporal, and I've probably forgotten one, but it doesn't matter. This one doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does reduce the strength by 5, which is annoying. We can't actually see him unless we're gonna use, while we're here, let's replace this. Actually, let's not do it now. Actually, I'll use Sun Infusion. So I've added it, and there's a 10 cooldown, so... But anyways, he's here, so the first thing we're gonna do is try to stun him. He's stunned for 6 turns, and then we're just gonna throw everything we've got at him. So this is annoying, he kind of ran away. So we're gonna do the stun and daze. Alright. Now he is no longer stunned, so now it's a good time to chuck in a shout, make him confused, and he's gonna fall. This is how you do the first tutorial dungeon without dying. We got Skull Cleaver on him, and the Road of Recall, which basically lets you recall out of the dungeon at will. Let's just collect all the items here really quick. I don't even know what happened, but it doesn't actually matter. I just collected a lot of stuff. Skull Cleaver is pretty good, but it's one-handed, so I'm not going to use it. Because a lot of our skills rely on two-handed stuff. There's nothing here that's really that great. Don't want anything that reduces the physical power. And this is one-handed as well. We kind of got shafted. We got nothing out of the starting dungeon that's sort of worthwhile, except for these infusions. Arachnoa says, thanks for helping me, blah blah blah. For the Empire, take care. We got an achievement. Let's use the regeneration infusion. We have a maximum of 3 infusions. You can buy extra ones later on as you level, up to a maximum of 5. We'll chuck the old regeneration, which only restored 60, with the new one. It restores 162, so that's an improvement. And we're gonna have to run with this. Now the first thing we want to see if there's any better infusions in this town before we proceed. So we go to the infusion, and sorry, the rune store. The dwarves don't use infusions. And there is one really good one here that I want to buy, which is the Shielding Rune of the Titan, scales with Constitution. It costs 53, alas, and we don't quite have the Koshishko. We can sell some of these gems. 16, sort of calculating how much we're gonna get for them. 8. Yeah. We probably want to sell the one that with the light radius. I don't care about them. Gems are really used for alchemists to feed their spells, but you can also imbue them on plain rings and jewelry, I believe, later. And possibly other items, but for now, just in case we do want to do that, I'll keep the one that give physical crit and the resistances. I don't care about the saves, so I'll sell that. We'll sell that crappy healing infusion. Have I got enough money? 58. I do have enough money for a shielding rune. Do I need it? I do need it. I do indeed need it. So I'm gonna grab a shielding rune of the Titan. And we're gonna use that instead of that sun rune, because I kind of prefer the shielding rune, to be honest. Yes. I'm just gonna do some rearrange. Oops, kind of like this to be Control 2, Control 1, and Control 3. All good. We still got the totem. So we don't really have any money for anything else, so we need to go to the other dungeon, but we did level up. 98% to level to the next one, so not too bad. So here, I don't usually like to take more than 3 stunning blow at the beginning. So what we can do is increase rush to move 9, because it's a big scale from 7 to 9, and we're probably going to keep it there for a while. Up strength, we can't up strength anymore, so now I'm going to put in con. Now I did say con isn't that great, but it allows us to later take thick skin, which reduces damage by 4 for the first talent level. Generic points. I'll put armor training because I think I've got enough physical power. So the way the game works is there's a scaling on your stats. If you look at the stats on the right, it will say, for example, power, physical power 41, spell 8, mind 13. That's spell power and mind power. And you can see spell is in gray because it's the lowest tier between 1 to 10. Physical it's at 40 because there's 1 to 10, and then there's a 10 to, or is it 1 to 20, and then there's a 20 to 40 or whatever. So the higher in power level, the better the color is, the more points it takes to increase it. So it's kind of like what's known as diminishing return in scripture. Luke 18. No. Well, we're gonna go here. Now this could be dangerous. The boss is actually piss easy because it's like a little bit of a puzzle, but the enemies here, there's one in particular that's got gloom around it, which can be devastating depending on which version of this dungeon we've got. Yes, it's this guy here, the Bracklorn, Hairless Bat. Now he's got gloom, and he can summon shadows. I think it's like the Doomed class type. I'm not gonna muck around with this guy. He's gonna have to go down as soon as possible. He's down. Now with the rest we can basically corner them in the usual roguelike style, and to be honest, they're not that difficult. We got dominated, but that's gonna just get some penetration and whatever. Get some penetration in the nation. We're just gonna get rid of him. They're gonna get rid of the Dram, which is the one that dominated us. Brain lock him. Oh, we're almost dead. This is a good time to chuck regeneration. Alright, there's another one of these gloom bats. He backed away, the bastard. We're gonna have to deal with him, so I'm gonna confuse him, and hopefully he won't be able to move proper. Alright, he's dead. Okay, so they had an excavation here and it didn't succeed, whatever. Some lore. He's confused to 4 turns, so maybe I can get to him before he starts summoning his shit. I'm gonna pop in regeneration. Alright, that's fine. Let's stun the Dremling, or the Drem. Alright, kill this guy. Alright, let's rush him. You can see now how nice it is when I've got the rush at a range of 9. Oh, it's so nice. So I'm not going to waste too many abilities, stun him, but if I can stun and I don't think that there's any risk, I'm going to use it. Let's pop in the shield, the rune shield that I got. It carries me with 190 points on it. It's nice, you can see the points. Let's rush this guy, stun him, take him out. Pop regeneration. Oh, okay, he's dead. These flies are annoying, but there's nothing here particularly. The only thing that's risky is something is attacking us. No, we were bleeding. A brown ant off screen to the south. Alright. You can actually scroll if you press caps lock. It took me a while to sort of figure it out, but it's not that super important. But you can. I did die a few times because I didn't know you could scroll and something hit me from the south, which is where the sort of the blind spot of the game screen is. Alright, we got dominated, but he'll be dead before that matters. We kind of got bleed damage, but we're okay. Okay, okay, now we got some good items that we can actually use. So, the brass lantern of focus will replace our normal lantern in the light section. It does nothing. This one reduces blah blah blah. Kind of don't mind what I've got now. What we have now just increases armor. We will have enough armor, so I probably don't need that. I'll replace it with this torque. And then we pop in, we don't use shields. The minor helm's a little bit better, so we're gonna use that. No good two-handed weapons. This is shameful. Except a normal battle axe. This, okay, some boots. Yeah, this is pretty shitty. Well, hopefully things improve. Okay, the shadows have been summoned, so one of these creatures have already started doing its shenanigans, possibly. Let's regen and go back to the stairs a little bit. Okay, something hit us hard. What was that? Okay, it was a slime pit. Okay, I'm gonna pop this, I'm gonna pop regen, I'm gonna run to the stairs, I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna rest until I'm healed. When I'm healed, I mean all my talents are reset. I'm gonna go back down. I'm gonna see what attack. Okay, there's a fly trap here that we want to take care of. They're annoying, they spit poison at you. It's very hard to get to them. Let's pop regen again. Usually I get better items by now, so I'm a little bit squishy. So we might not auto-explore and might... Oh, shit. Okay, I'm gonna pop a shield. I'm gonna wash out. I'm gonna take care of the little dremlings first. I'm gonna stun the big one, take care of the shadows, because they can be quite annoying. I think these guys summon them actually. Yeah, call shadows. You can actually inspect them and see what it actually does. While this ability is active, continually call up to 1 to level 7 shadows. They cost hate, which is the resource I think the doomed use. Shadows are weak, it's kind of like mana. Shadows are weak combatant, because area, arcane reconstruction. So blind size, they can keep regenerating themselves, so really need to get rid of these guys. I'm gonna pop in reduction of damage. Fire called light, but I think these shadows actually attack with darkness because they've got to resist 100% to darkness, so that's the damage type, so that's not going to help me. We're going to pop stun on this guy. I'm going to keep chugging. Put on the shield because it rescaled again, or reset again. Get rid of this guy. Okay, all the shadows disappear. Restun him and he's dead. So we kind of survived that. Get rid of the bleed, rest. Alright, level 5. Did we level up and I didn't notice? No, we did not. I actually forgot to... Oh, we did, yeah. Stat 3, 2 class points. I'm gonna put some into strength, which we can't, and into con. Class points. I'm going to pluck... Berserker Rage is pretty good, but it's gonna kill your hit points really quickly. So I'm probably going to put one in quick recovery. Will increase our stamina production, and probably just so I can start having fast metabolism, regen life a lot. So you can actually see the per turn regen in here for life and stamina. Berserkers have a terrible time with stamina actually, so stamina regeneration is pretty cool, but I prefer health regeneration for now, because we don't actually have a lot of health increasing items. Okay, some more dremlings. Let them come. Am I calling them the right way? Yeah, dremlings. That's the way they're called. Ooh, another stone scheme guy. Alright, that's just a burglar or a thief, or whatever you want to call it. A bandit. They can be quite annoying. They usually turn invisible in later levels, but they're a bit too level. So there's a little bit scaling in this game. Depending on which level you go to the dungeon, it kind of scales, but there's an upper and lower limit, so it never scales completely to your level. I'll let them come. This is the only guy I care about stunning, so we'll take care of him, get rid of him, stun again. Some lore. Kill that. Some guy to the north. Another one. We'll rush him. Daze, stun. He's gone. More shadows. We gotta kill their master, which is this guy over there. We'll see if we can position ourselves for a rush. You don't actually have to rush to the creature, but it helps, because you can daze him and you possibly do an attack when you do it. Yeah, 120% damage, so it's usually useful. We want to take care of him as soon as possible. We did, to get rid of the shadows. These slimes, they've got slime roots, so they can keep jumping, basically phase dooring in and out. So we need to get rid of them. Not difficult, but they're quite annoying. And next level, so we're very close to level 6. That's two-handed, but it's a staff, we're not going to use it. So we still got the crappier end of the stick. This isn't too bad, lower armor, but it gives us some acid resistance. Although, yeah, we'll use that. We'll have enough armor soon enough. Yeah. That all goes to the chucker bin. Alright, he's the boss. So now he's just gonna spawn and bring us closer to him, and I'm just gonna keep backing out. Now, this is gonna be a bit more difficult because I don't have the damage production that I usually get with some better items. So hopefully we're not gonna die. If you get really close to him, you're pretty much cactus, because he loses health as you kill his minions, but he hits you like a truck. He's got this AoE spell, so we're just gonna back here. I really think they should redesign this boss, because some of the other bosses are really nice, but this one is it's kind of like a puzzle, and I think it's the only boss I've seen so far that's a little bit like that. And once you know what to do, it's almost really boring when you play this game for the 500th time, because there's no challenge. Like, once you know what to do, I've never died here once. Alright, pick up some Tooth of the Mouth. That's a digging weapon, not really useful. And we're gonna port to the surface, because there's nothing else here. Okay, it lets you dig. I haven't actually used digging in this game much, to be honest. It's not that useful. Some people use it tactically to create choke points, but I find it a bit too slow for my taste. The good thing about it is when we get hit, it will deal 15 blight damage to other folks. And blight is not a common resistance, so most people will cop the full 15. So I'm gonna grab this instead of the charm that we had there, at least for now, until we get better. Okay, still we get a one-handed weapon, which is terrible. And this is a Mind Star. We're not going to use it because that's for like it's like psionic abilities. Well, at least this is slightly better. Also damage when hit 11 physical. So I'm going to wear this. And if we're not going to kill them with our own two-handed weapon, at least we'll kill them when they bash at us and they get the repel damage. So, okay, and we did level up though, so let's increase our damage that way maybe. Stats, everything in strength, rest in con, at least for now. Still can't put a point in thick skin, we're one short. I really want to do that, so I'm going to drop one from strength, add one to con, just so we can dump one in thick skin. So now damage reduction is 4 less, or we reduce damage by 4. It's 3.2 difference to the next one, so it starts giving diminishing returns, but this is pretty good. And we're definitely going to dump in physical power, because we need more damage, and our damage is crappy until we get a better weapon or some gold, some coin to buy one. I'm going to put a point here in fast metabolism and possibly a point in fearless cleave, because that could be useful. So fearless cleave basically move forward and attacks in an arc, 3 enemies usually, but you can also attack multiple enemies without stepping forward, but it does less damage. Actually, it does less than 100 damage when you do it that way, and more than 100 when you actually step up. But it's a good way to actually, if you're one space away from a mob, to step up and hit them without just, you know, just like a combined 2 actions into one, instead of just moving towards them. We'll just keep it as that for now. We really got the short end of the stick here. Oh, the Traveling Hermit. So there's 4 alchemists here, he's one of them. I'm just gonna skip all this one. And they can concoct one of these elixirs for you when you gotta go and find the ingredients around. And sometimes the RNG is so fucking annoying that it's gonna give you the ingredients owned by some massive whim that there's no way of you defeating. So some of them might not be able to even do. Probably gonna do Elixir of Focus, gives me 2 talent points for the class. I don't really need luck, and I don't really need spell strike, so Elixir of Focus. We'll find the other 3 and then we'll see what ingredients we've actually got. Now here we gotta be careful. Because if we're carrying any filthy arcane magic, this world just hates mages, because they created the spell blaze, which destroyed the world and killed a lot of lives. So if you're carrying anything that's arcane, I don't see that I do. Oh, but I am using a rune, that rune of shielding. Yeah, so I am carrying filthy magic. So there's these ziggurat patrols. They're the anti-magic faction, and they go around the world to hunt down filthy magicians and wizards. Let's see what items we got here. No, nothing really super useful. It's all shit. Okay, so we're gonna go one by one, because this is a friendly patrol. It's just by the allied kingdoms, and we're going to slowly, I'm not gonna go to town yet because I want some better weapons first. We're gonna slowly trail along until we get to Trollmire, avoiding any Ziegler patrols until we are a bit beefier, because even though they scale to your level, they can still wreck you. It's on a small map and there's not much room for maneuvering. A couple of archers up there and you're dead. Alright, we made it. This zone is the starting zones for the halflings and the humans sort of types. So it's another starting zone, so it's a good way to kind of try and grab some loot. It's not going to be too difficult. It's got a lot of trolls, but they're not too bad. It's also got these Venus plants that poison you. And there's a nice troll. They should be okay. We're probably just going to do this zone really quickly. Then we're going to catch a break. So sometimes there's terrain here, like this one heals you while you're on it. So we get the font of healing, so you can just kind of spend some time on it. If your regeneration infusion, the cooldown hasn't kicked in yet and you need some extra health, you can run back. Not really required for us, we can rush things. These bears can't really damage us. Let's rush this guy just for quickness. Get rid of him, get rid of him. Make sure we've collected everything in the level. Yes. Okay, we've got a great maul. It's got arcane disrupting forces, which is terrible. So it's actually quite good, because when we hit creatures with it, it slows them down by 7%. But arcane disrupting forces will have a chance of disrupting our runes. These things are basically crafted by the Zigur anti-magic faction to deal with magic users. So we can't actually do that, because we want our rune for survivability, at least for now. These things give us plus 25 resistance. Okay, less acid resistance, because it's 0, so it's minus 16 from the previous. But as I said, fire resistance is more useful. So we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab the belt, which does squaddle. We're gonna hope for better loot in the second area. If we're lucky, we're gonna get Bill's trunk when we kill Bill. Seriously, there's a quest here to kill Bill. Isn't that awesome? Oh, he's dead. He'll be dead soon. Jesus Christ, we're poisoned. Let's kick it out. So you can see all the buffs and debuffs on the right side. In the vanilla game, they kind of come small and you can't see what they are, but I've enlarged them so that I can see them, because the timer that's on the debuffs kind of hides the image, so you can't quite see. I'm using some UI mods here as well. The tooltip for the information on the mobs, and as well you can kind of shift and see what their resistances are and physicals, and what kind of talents they've got at the bottom. Like this guy's got Howl, which summons more of these wolves to him, and Icy Skin, which basically gives him some protection. Okay, we got light again, and we got massive amount of things on us. Crippled, dazed, blinded. Nothing is really concerning that much, but I do. Some of them are physical, so I do want to get rid of them. So we'll use Wild, which gets rid of one physical effect. It's this boss here, Beteluda, the giant brown master. Usually with these uniques, the ones in purple, you really want to know what they can do, because they can wreck you. This guy's main ability is hide in plain sight, that's for stealth. Ice Claw, that'll do ice damage. Combat accuracy, we've got that Shadow Strike. Yeah, Shadow Strike is deadly. He's kind of like a thief type, essentially. So we're gonna get rid of him as soon as possible, which we did. So I just stunned him because he does extra damage. Alright, something hits us, a fly trap. Wow, even with our 9 distance, we're 1 away from it. Unbelievable. But look how nice it is to have 9 distance. You don't have to... You can rush them from distance, you don't have to deal with the BS. Now, let's kill those guys really quick. I'm a little bit sloppy, because I kind of move around, but nothing in here can potentially kill me unless it's a unique, or I'm doing stupid stuff. Now, we did get rid of this... We got rid of both of these. Yes, so they're in our inventory. If I clip them, it will re-equip them instead of this Tooth of the Mouth. So I don't really usually like to keep stuff in here, or I usually put them here just in case. I want them for later, but when you re-equip them, it takes like a large amount of cooldown to actually even start using them, so I'd rather have stuff I can use straight away. Don't need any of that shit except the plate armor. Give me extra defense. It's more fatigue, 8% more fatigue, which means your abilities will cost more stamina, but I really want the protection. This gives us some more resists for fire and ice, or cold, and we don't really need anything else. Oh, an escort quest. For a thief, that's good. Okay, so escort quests, you can try and protect them until they get to the circle. If they die beforehand, you lose. Unfortunately, we already started next to a wolf, so he might get attacked. And these guys don't wait for you. They will go where they need to go. You can give them a command to wait, but they only accept it once. So one thing I like to do is give an order. Where's the portal? It's far to the east, because you want to know where they're gonna go. The AI is not... Okay, there's the troll that he was talking about. We need to take care of this troll pronto. Okay, he's still in good health. So now we kind of got to watch and maybe block his movement so he doesn't move too fast, because they're not gonna wait for you. Okay, he's gonna go there. Now you do move faster than him, so you can definitely go there. Now some of these guys that are magic users, you can actually betray them to the anti-magic faction if you are a believer of anti-magic, and then it gives you a different reward. Usually something to do with nature or psych abilities. Okay, this cave, let's get rid of him quickly. Okay, go back to the escort. Now the most important thing to know in this game is don't die for your escort quest. So if you're putting yourself in a lot of harm's way just to get the escort safe, it's not worth dying because of it. You're gonna end up, as Churchill once said, you're gonna end up without your life and without your escort. I'm not sure that's exactly what he said, but that was the gist of it. So it's a good situation. I can go and fight the troll, but might lose the escort and I can stay here. So you don't really know. So one thing I like to do, we can do it only once per X number of turns, is wait a few turns, and they're gonna wait, okay, but not for long. And now we can take care of, it's not Praxis, it's Senamia. So Praxis is the mini boss for here. Senamia, there's Praxis, or Prox. Okay. This is gonna be difficult. We are confused. It's a mental ability, so we can't drop it with wild. We're gonna pop in a shield. We're gonna stun. Okay, he pushed us back. Oh shit. The escort's gonna die unless I get to replace with him again, because I was confused, so it did a different order. Let's confuse the bunch out of these guys. Now we're fighting Praxis. We're gonna up our defenses. Or Prox. Why do I keep calling him Praxis? He went somewhere. Where did he go? Yes, he's attacking. yeah, we lost the thief because Prox went here, the other troll went there. So that is quite unfortunate. But there'll be more thieves. Was there anything I could have done about it? Probably not. Probably yes, who knows. It's annoying because that thief would have been very useful. It would have given me the skill to pierce sight, which helps you see invisible creatures which can wreck you later in the game. We can get that skill anyways, but now we gotta spell skill points. So I'm pretty pissed off about that. And now I'm losing my composure. And I'm stunned, which is the worst effect. Stun basically 60% of your damage, so I'm not gonna bother attacking anyone. I'm gonna dump Confuse. And I'm gonna take Vengeance now. Where the crap is Prox? We killed him. The good news is we got two great items. We got Flame Rot, which is a great starting sort of gauntlets or gloves, because it gives you an extra will and cunning, less physical power, and it kind of can spit fire. It's actually not as good. It was better to get it straight at the beginning. I don't really need -2 strength from now. We're gonna pick it up anyways, but not wear it. But the thing we did get was Bill's Tree Trunk. Now this is nice. Plus 13 to 23 damage. And we also get to use Shatter, I believe it's called. Shattering Blow. So we're gonna wield this. There's Shattering Blow appeared there. And that's good. That essentially lets you damage temporarily other mobs' armor. So for example, I won't be able to show you because it's not out of cooldown yet. You can see me wearing the tree trunk. So it's a pretty good drop for the beginning. So I'm pretty pissed off about this. Sometimes you can get all the escorts done, sometimes you get the wrong RNG, drops you with an escort with 10 enemies around you, and there's just no way to deal with it. If we actually did more damage because we had a second-handed weapon that was good from beforehand, we probably could have killed both Prox and the other guy in time, but such was not how it was meant to be, as they say. Another Venus Trap. Ooh. Let's kill him. Let's kill this wolf. Ooh, troll, kill him. There's a lot of killing in this game. It's not a very happy game. Oh, skeleton mage. Yeah, they could be dangerous in large numbers, but not at their level. And he's guarding this place, treasure trove of runes, none of which are any good. Okay, phase runes. Phase runes is like Blink in DCSS. Dungeon Grown Stone Soup. But it's not controlled, so I don't like to use them. It's too risky. More risk than what it's worth. Okay, he blinded us. Rushing. Yeah, so here is where the escort needed to get to, all the way here. Okay, now here, that takes you to where Bill the Troll is. It's quite difficult. We might be able to pull it, since we've leveled up. If we put enough points. Put some points in to... What's our accuracy like? Accuracy is 16, which is still, I believe, tier... That's tier 1 or tier 2, I'm not sure. If we can't bypass their defense, our defense is terrible. 3 defense, 3 range defense, just next to the armor. Yeah, if we can't bypass it, we won't do much damage. It's pretty slow, the troll, so I think we should be able to. I don't want to take any chances, so I'm gonna put 1 point here to increase our accuracy by 30. Then here, I'm gonna put a point in Death Dance. Now that's like a kind of like a all enemies adjacent to you take a massive damage and at level 3 bleeding. So I'm only going to be using it on an adjacent square, but it's still 176% damage, so I'm kind of using it in a in a pinch. Alright, let's see if we can take Bill with his own tree trunk. None of it is better than Bill's thing. Give us more life regen and a healing modifier to the life regen. Let's wear this for now. We'll need something with this is actually better than this plate armor because it damages them when they hit us. We'll wear that. And this gives us slightly more physical save. We don't really need that. We don't really care about any of that other shit. Alright, cool. Chuck it out. Okay, there's some normal trolls here first. Then you open the boulder. We got confused by the gloom. Who's got the gloom effect? A normal forest troll? That doesn't make sense. Gloom confusion. They've got no gloom confusion. You know what? It might be a weapon that he's carrying. That's okay. Thought forged. Yeah, 11% to cause random gloom. Not that useful for us. Okay, here he comes. Bill. We're gonna pop up Infusion Wild. That takes no turns. It's instantaneous, which is why it's so nice. I'm gonna chuck in Stunning Blow. Is he stunned? He's stunned for 6 turns. Then we're gonna take this. In the last 2 turns, we're gonna use reduce his armor, which is 0. We don't have to reduce it. We're gonna Death Dance. Massive damage, then we're gonna take him out. That's it. Cool. Oh, nice! The Blood of Life. Well, that kind of compensates for the escort quest, which I'm still fast over that escort quest. Still pisses me off. The Blood of Life, let's use it straight away. What it does is gives you another life. Use. Okay. So now actually when you look at our stats, we've got 4 lives left. We died 0 times, and we've got the Blood of Life to cover us from death. Once. Okay, let's level up quickly. Put everything in strength. Put the rest in con. Now we're probably going to put a point here in vitality, which when we fall below 50% health, starts to heal us for 17 plus 10%, so starts to heal 20% here. Each turn for 8 turns, and it scales with Constitution. We're just going to put 1 point in it here, because we've got only 1 point. Here we're going to put another one into... We're going to put in Spell Shield, just to increase our spell save a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Spell saves are not the worst thing in this game. Actually no, I'm going to do Confusion. It's actually good. We'll confuse them for more and makes the cone a little bit larger. Alright, our spell save at the moment is 8, which is terrible, so we can definitely increase it. But the worst effect in this game are physical because of stun and mind because of confusion. The rest are kind of marginal. Alright, and then it's time to, we don't need this dig action. I kind of like to rearrange them a little bit. I like this to be at 4. And then this can be at 5, this can be at 6. Okay, we're gonna port. None of it is worth anything. Healing that heals 39. No, thank you. So we kind of got stuffed a little bit, but we got the Blood of Life, which usually means that it makes me play more recklessly, because I know I've got an extra life. And that's usually not a good thing. But it's better to have it than have nothing at all. Then we're gonna go to Death Town, and we're gonna continue soon. Hopefully, if I can get to level 20 without dying once, I'd consider it a pretty good run. Because 20 to 50 is a slog. Alright, see you soon.